And we basically talked every day for 1,000 days in a row and did nothing but just like hyper study, like what makes a good video, what makes a good thumbnail, what's good pacing, like how to go viral.
Joe Rogan recently raised the fire on what some fans and critics have been believing for a while by talking about what many have been speculating about MrBeast. In addition to discussing MrBeast's achievements and creative thinking, the conversation also covered some serious claims made against him and his group. Joe Rogan and MrBeast are two of the greatest stars in the realm of online entertainment. MrBeast, whose actual name is Jimmy Donaldson, is a YouTube celebrity well known for his lavish challenges and charitable endeavors.
I don't normally do intros like this, but I'm currently descending hundreds of feet into a cave. This is a $100 million mega mansion. We are building and giving away 100 houses.
While Joe Rogan is a well-known podcaster, comedian, and commentator. That is, until a recent controversy that has everyone talking surfaces.
Ended up working out. She's happy.
The thing is, it's like nobody saw this coming, right? So you can't blame her.
Moreover, Rogan, known for his straightforward and often controversial opinions, didn't shy away from addressing the darker side of MrBeast's empire, confirming that the concerns many people had were not just baseless rumors. So, however, how do you think this controversy started between them? Basically, this controversy began when one of MrBeast's team members came forward with grave allegations against the YouTuber and his management, and the dispute got started. As secret CEO, who works closely with MrBeast, according to the team member, has been involved in several unsettling behaviors, such as pressing staff members for knowledge about planned content and harassing them. The most startling aspect of these claims relates to claims of sexual misbehavior that occurred while MrBeast was filming the 100 Boys vs. 100 Girls challenge, one of his most well-known videos. Due to his behavior, certain female participants reported feeling uncomfortable with the videographer, and it was alleged that upper management in the organization disregarded or even concealed this behavior. These disclosures have clouded MrBeast's typically pleasant and upbeat reputation. Moreover, many admirers are having difficulty making sense of the accusations made against the person they hold in high regard. The worries surrounding MrBeast's rise to stardom and the tactics he employs behind the scenes in his films have been further intensified by Joe Rogan's discussion of the subject on social media. Moreover, one of his other ex-employees uploaded a video in which he claimed that he worked for MrBeast and he's a sociopath. The uproar grew more intense. In this video, he presented a number of grave accusations against MrBeast's real name, Jimmy Donaldson, and his group. Another most astonishing allegation was made by Jake Wedd, an old competitor who took part in MrBeast's harsh challenge, 100 days in solitary confinement. Wedd claims that the task was presented to him as a comparatively simple method of making $300,000. Moreover, he claimed that he was informed that just the final few days would be difficult, and otherwise, the experience would be like a luxurious vacation complete with an ice cream maker and hot tub. But the promises were not fulfilled, and the reality was even worse. However, Wedd characterizes the circumstances as exceedingly severe and mentally draining, even though he claimed that he was trapped on a freshly painted set, which produced overpowering odors that were hard to breathe in. He also claimed that the environment became intolerable due to this and inadequate ventilation. Moreover, without a filtration system, the supposed comforting hot tub suddenly turned filthy within days, leaving unpleasant scents. In fact, he highlighted that the challenge reached near torture, with elements such as being trapped in a room with strong studio lights on him all the time, depriving him of sleep. Further, he also claims that he was under tremendous pressure to finish the challenge despite his declining medical and emotional well-being, and that this type of sleep deprivation is a recognized form of psychological torture. Controversy against MrBeast has not stopped yet. In fact, another ex-worker also claimed and criticized that MrBeast hired a convicted sexual offender who had committed crimes against children in the past, and that the perpetrator had even been featured on camera in one of his videos. Now this looks like a huge mountain falling on him. This information is extremely unsettling because a major portion of MrBeast's viewership consists of young viewers and children. Moreover, such a person on the team and in the videos begs severe concerns regarding the security of individuals working on MrBeast productions, as well as the screening procedures. Therefore, these accusations have sparked a lot of conversation online and are quite alarming. The morals and workings of MrBeast are currently being questioned by a number of admirers who once adored him for his generosity and amusing material. However, the ex-employee's film shows an aspect of MrBeast's enterprise that stands in stark contrast to the public persona of benevolence and good times that he has developed. It has been shown by the former employee's film. However, one more thing I have to tell you is that it's important to note that these are allegations and they have not been confirmed. However, MrBeast and his activities have received a lot of attention due to the gravity of the allegations. They also draw attention to the possible risks associated with producing extreme content, as the quest for views and amusement may occasionally result in damaging or immoral actions. However, since many of MrBeast's viewers are young, the serious accusations he has recently faced, including operating illicit lotteries on his channel, are very worrisome. It's also been alleged that he engaged in these illicit acts during live streams, either intentionally or inadvertently. After these claims were made public, the criticism grew stronger, and people started to doubt the morality of his business methods. Following these accusations, Dawson, a YouTuber, another hero of YouTube, who had posted videos attacking MrBeast and debunking the claimed unlawful actions, received cease and desist letters from MrBeast's legal team. A legal document known as a cease and desist letter requests the party cease specific conduct, in this case, creating films, and may threaten additional legal action if the party refuses to comply. Dawson was unfazed by the legal threats, as evidenced by his refusal to quit and his mocking of the situation in videos. This was all despite receiving these letters. It seems like this is MrBeast ending. However, in response to these accusations, MrBeast has come under fire for not openly responding to the accusations regarding the illicit lotteries. According to his legal team's advice, some people think MrBeast may be keeping quiet because saying anything could have legal repercussions. But his lack of response is also concerning, since it appears like he is dodging responsibility. Additionally, in some ways, the cease and desist letters have backfired because they have increased public awareness of the topic. This is frequently called the Streisand effect, because efforts to censor information simply serve to increase its visibility. Furthermore, if a lawsuit is filed in this case, it may become highly public and provide more information about the behind-the-scenes activities. A lot of information can be found out during a lawsuit, especially one that is well known, thanks to the legal procedure known as discovery, which requires both parties to provide evidence. In addition, similar concerns about popular personalities being held accountable through legal methods are at play in the ongoing legal dispute between Logan Paul and CoffeeZilla. And this is how the case with MrBeast is being likened to it. And MrBeast is very smart. He chose not to respond and to stay quiet so his more personal information could not be searched out. However, the legal team of MrBeast sent YouTuber Dogpack400 and 42 cease and desist letters in reaction to the escalating dispute. This only served to fuel the Streisand effect, whereby his videos gained greater exposure and eventually earned over 8 million views. Dogpack404 did not back down in the face of legal threats. Instead, they made fun of the issue by emphasizing how carelessly an emoji was used in the second letter. He made a suggestion that if the matter goes to court, there might be disclosures made to the public during the discovery phase, which might intensify the case even further, similarly to the current Logan Paul and CoffeeZilla legal dispute. He stated that while he was ready to retaliate in kind if these personal attacks were real, he would much rather have MrBeast's team focus on the evidence against them. One of the texts published by Dogpack404 was from a former employee who was worried about what they could or could not put online without breaking the NDA. With regard to their social media profile, this person appeared to wish to put their past with MrBeast behind them and move on with their lives. Moreover, he explained that they were no longer able to access MrBeast's internal networks, such as Slack, and that they obtained Dogpack404's number from Kay, most likely referring to Kaylee. Moreover, this was a serious warning that things were getting worse for Dogpack404. James also intended to engage private investigators to follow him around and look into every aspect of his life.